Today we're going to talk about the Steam Machine one more time, guys, because if Valve gets this right, it could genuinely disrupt the entire console market, and I'm all here for it. But, and this is a big but, we're not talking Sir Mix-a-Lot, if they get one thing wrong, this launch will be dead on arrival, and no, I'm not exaggerating. Right now, the hype is massive. Like, big if true type of deal, guys. We got leaks. We got insiders whispering about Half-Life 3 finally being confirmed. And reports are claiming that the Steam Machine could be up to 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck. On paper, this thing could be Valve's biggest W since the deck itself. But there's a brutal, unavoidable question hovering over it. And that is, what if Valve prices this thing like a PC instead of a console? Because if that happens, this entire dream implodes. But before we continue, let's talk about today's video sponsor, Into the AM. They provide premium graphic tees. Use the link below to enjoy 10% off your order. I got myself a nice snapback hat and couple cool shirts. Here's the first one. It's a dragon with a little samurai. And we got a second one. This one's called Galaxy Guide. You got a nice little astronaut looking out to the stars, where we all yearn to be, the great unknown, guys. Be sure to check out Into the AM for lots of different stylish graphic premium tees, guys. I got all sorts of interesting designs here. Again, I have a link down below in the description. You can enjoy 10% off your order today. Big shout outs to Into the AM for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get to it. Valve can't just drop a new box, the Steam Machine, without a killer app. They need something loud, something iconic, something that will say, play this on the Steam Machine first, whether it's Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, or the nuclear option, Half-Life 3, which I think is going to happen. People need a reason to care. And according to multiple insiders, Valve knows this. The timing of Half-Life 3 rumors suddenly lining up with the new hardware leaks isn't a coincidence, guys. If you launch a console-like device without a console-level exclusive, a banger, so to speak, that's not a system launch. That's a tech demo. But there's a little bit of a panic going on. Linus Tech Tips, right? Actually got a hands-on with the Steam Machine. While talking to Valve, he casually mentioned a console-friendly price point, saying like 500, right? And apparently the mood in the room dropped. Nobody contradicted him, but the energy said everything. When a number is way lower than what the company planned, you could feel it. And that's exactly what happened. If Valve's aiming for 700, 800, or God forbid, 1,000, that's not a console competitor, guys. That's a pre-built PC in a cute box. And that's going to be a problem if it's more than 700 plus. Because I think the hard truth about this is, if it's at 700 plus, this thing's going to fail. Hands the fuck down. I'm telling you this as somebody who is excited for this. Somebody that wants to play this day one. This is going to be a travesty if it's higher than 700. Because the Steam Deck, let's talk about the Steam Deck. A lot of people love the Steam Deck. There was automatic optimization, emulation, small price tag. It was a huge W for Valve. One of the best that they've ever made. And it succeeded because it was cheaper than expected. It was way more capable than expected. It was ridiculously modifiable. But if the Steam Machine comes out, it needs to be better and cheaper than a PS5, or it will lose instantly, guys. If it's $500, that's a console alternative. If it's $1,000, that will be an absolute disaster. 800, PC users might shrug and walk away. For me, again, like I said, comfortably, it would have to be like 750 tops with a decent bundle. 800 would be pushing it. But if it's 1,000, that's a disaster, like I said. Because at 1,000, gamers don't buy pre-built boxes. At that point, build your own rig. And casual gamers, which make up a huge chunk of the gaming population, won't switch from consoles if the price doesn't match what they're used to. That's a little bit too much. Nobody's convincing a Madden and Call of Duty only player to drop $1,000 on an unknown box that isn't even going to be sold at Walmart, guys. Now, Let's talk accessibility. Valve reportedly plans to sell the Steam Machine only through the Steam store, just like they did with the deck. They're not going to retailers, no middleman, direct to consumer, guys. That made sense for the handheld, for the Steam Deck, but for a console style device, that's kind of a brick wall, a massive brick wall. The Steam Deck sold 3 to 5 million units total after years on the market. That's less than a month of PS5 sales, guys. If Valve wants to compete with Sony and Microsoft, limiting retail distribution is the exact wrong move. The console crowd buys on shelves, not Steam pages. Okay, console peasants are the biggest casuals of all. They're not going to go out of their way and go to a Steam page unless they really want it. But again, it has to be the right price. Now, let's talk the specs. Early specs are suggesting an 8 GB VRAM, which is weaker than the PS5 and Xbox Series X, yet potentially more expensive. That's a terrible marketing combo right there, guys. You can't charge more than a PS5 for less performance and call it innovation, especially when GTA 6 will be launching on consoles first. If the average consumer sees a PS5 at 500 with GTA 6 ready to play, or a Steam Machine at 800 with a, hey, trust me, bro, the game's coming a year from now, they're not going to hesitate. They're not going to debate. They're going to walk directly to the PlayStation aisle and pick it up. And this matters because competition's good. Sony badly needs somebody to try to force their hand. Okay? They need competition. A cheap Steam machine would do exactly that. It would push Sony on pricing. It would push Microsoft on innovation. It would give consumers more choices. It would expand PC gaming to a much wider audience. And it would create a genuine fourth pillar in the hardware war, which is what's needed, guys. A Steam machine at 400 to 500 would be a nuclear bomb on your mom.com, guys. Instant disruption, guaranteed market shakeup. But a Steam machine at 800 to 1,000, nope. That's too niche of a hardware that nobody would buy it. The hype would probably vanish outright overnight, guys. So my final take is if Valve sells this thing, 500 or less, potential game changer. 600 to 700, niche, but still interested enough to where I would buy it. 800 plus, dead on arrival, dead before launch, guys. Valve needs to do one of two things to reach mass market. They need to have a shockingly low price or have Half-Life 3 an exclusive, or a Half-Life 3 level exclusive of a game. If they miss both, then this goes down as another Steam machine failure. Here's my question for you though. How much would you pay for a Steam machine, and would Half-Life 3 actually move the needle for this? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. If Valve actually drops a trailer this week for anything involving with it, I will definitely be making a video about this because the leaks are rumored that we're going to get some announcements soon. And before we go, don't forget to check out Into the AM. Special thanks to them for sponsoring the video. I'll leave a link down below so you can get 10% off your premium order t-shirt. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. I'll see you on the next one.